everyone, Neil here, back with another episode, more custom furnace. We got 4 methods we're going to work out today, and we kind of talked about those methods in the last episode. They are in our TileEntity. Specifically, those methods are the isBurning method, canSmelt, smeltItem, and this update alabaster oven box state. So let's do it. Yesterday, I kind of said that if this dot is burning, really what we could say is if this dot burn time is greater than 0, we know that it's going to be burning, right? Because our burn time essentially means the number of ticks that the furnace will keep burning. So if once that ticks down to 0, it's not burning anymore. But the thing is we're using it so often, it only makes sense to create a method out of it. So we're actually, come on, there we go. So we're actually just going to do that real fast. We're going to create a method here. It's a Boolean method. It's going to be true or false. Is it burning? Is it not burning? Right? So is burning. And that is really going to be the question that we asked right here. Is this dot burn time greater than 0? Voila, just like that. And you'll notice that we just took care of some of our errors. Now you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different cases of, no, 1, 2, 3, yes, 4 different cases of where we ask the question, is the burn time greater than 0? So that's why we put it into a method to save time, right? Rather than write this out all the time, we can just write this, right? It's efficiencies. The next thing that we have is our canSmelt method, and really what this is doing is it's going to be checking that slot 0, right? So it's going to be checking slot 0 right here to say, hey, can this item be smelted? So let's actually go to the bottom of our update entity, tidy up, and let's start that. So this again, this is a Boolean. It's just a yes or no. We're asking a question. Can it smelt or can it not smelt? So public Boolean can smelt. Voila, and we're done. No, I'm just kidding. We have to return something. So what we're going to say is if this dot slots, and it's going to be slot number 0 because that's the one that we're checking. If that is equal to null, or it means nothing, right? If there's nothing in that, we're going to return 0. Or not 0, we're going to return false because we are not doing anything, right? We still need a return statement. Otherwise we return 2, right? canSmelt. So what are we doing? We're saying that if slot.0 equals null, so if it's empty, you obviously can't smelt. You have to have an item in there to be able to smelt it, right? Makes sense. Makes sense so far, right? However, else what we want to do is we want to check for an item stack. So we'll just name this item stack, item stack. And we're going to compare this, whatever is in there, against our furnace recipes. And we'll get into those here in just a second. I'm going to kind of share the big picture, .smelting, .get smelting result from this dot slots in slot 0. So what is this? What is this furnace recipes? Well, what you can do, you can hold down the control button, you can click on this, and really this method essentially says a whole bunch of these things. This is actually like an add recipe function here. really what it's saying is if you cook iron ore, iron ingots come out, right? So really all we're doing here with this recipe is we're going to make it's going to be a more efficient version of the furnace, right? What's going to happen is we're just going to be using by using this, it allows us to use the original vanilla recipes in addition to whatever we have decided to put in our main modding class under smelting. So I've actually said that these ores from my mod, we've added them to the smelting result. So when we put in copper ore, we get back a copper ingot, right? So what I'm going to do at the end of this, right, you can choose, hey, do we want vanilla recipes to be inclusive, or do you want this furnace only to ever do your own stuff, right? It's specifically unique to you. So that's a decision that you can make. I'll show you how in kind of like an addendum video towards the end on how you can swap out furnace recipes for, say, alabaster recipes, right? Cool. Sweet. Awesome. Got to keep going now. If this dot slots 2, which is our output slot, right? If that is equal, nope, we need to have it in there. That is equal to null. We want to say this dot slots 2 equals our item stack dot copy. Else if this dot slots to dot is item equal to item stack, we are going to say, what are we going to say? We need to add these two together. So we're going to say this dot slots 2, right? 2 dot stack size alls dot stack size is going to be plus or equal to item stack. So we're essentially combining these two together. Item size, item stack dot stack size. That. Below this, then we want to say this dot slots 0 dot stack size. We're going to remove one of these because we've just smelted it, right? Stack size. Does it not like that? Or did I just, I think I just went too fast or went too slow, or I fucked it up when I was typing. Something like that. We're going to take that off, and then if this if this dot slots 0 dot stacks oh, what am I doing? What the fuck? Okay. Dot stack size is less than or equal to 0. It's less than 0. Brr. Explain that one. Slots 0 is going to equal null. So essentially we're just going to remove them until there's nothing. As long as we have fuel. Get item burn time. Something like that. And that pretty much takes care of our fuck. You know what? I was looking at the wrong damn notes when I wrote this. We are going to save this because I was looking at my notes all wonky, and yeah, we're going to save that. We'll come back to that. Item stack, furnace that, blah, blah, blah. If, I was kind of thinking there for a second, wow, we're actually going to be smelting in that? No, we're not. Damn it. If item stack equals null, we are going to return false. If this dot slots 2 equals null, we are going to return true. And if this dot slots to dot is item equal to the item stack, we want to choose the item stack yellow. Open, open, close, close. We want to return false. Sorry, I'm just counting my brackets here. Why does it not like that? Insert null. Oh. What? What's going on here? Insert null check. I don't need a null check. Bitch, you're crazy. Int result equals this dot slots. Our integers are going to be our result, obviously. 2 dot stack size plus item stack dot stack size. Return. We want to return the result greater than or less than or equal to get inventory stack limit. It's going to essentially be looking at this method that is in our TileEntity, and result is less than or equal to item stack dot get max stack size. So what is this line doing? What is this line doing? It's essentially saying, hey, our result, the result equals this, right? Whatever's in slot 2 plus the item stack. So we're going to return result if it is, right, less than or equal to the get inventory stack limit, and I think that is actually up here, get inventory stack limit, it's 0. This is actually 64. What's the limit of a stack? Like, how many cobblestone can you have in one stack? 64. Right? So we'll have the same thing here. So that's updated. That's updated. That's one more thing we don't have to do. Where am I at? And the result is less than or equal to the max stack size. Right? So you might remember when we went through and we created some tools, right? Like our iron hammer, its max stack size is 1. So really what we're saying is if the result is this specific thing that can only ever be one of them, right, it'll stop. It won't do that. It'll only do it if it is less than or equal to that, 0 or 1. Like so. We're going to close that up. We're going to close up our method. Now we need to do our smeltItem, because I got so far ahead of myself. Oh, excuse me, I didn't hit my mute button in time. Sorry, my bad. Sorry for the ear raping that I just gave you. I'm going to adjust that mic real fast. There we go. smeltItem. Let's do this right this time, for fuck's sake, Neil. For fuck's sake. There's not a better phrase than for fuck's sake. If this dot canSmelt, hey look, we got it in there now. If this dot canSmelt, we want to say item stack, really what we're going to be doing is we're actually just putting the same thing in here. So if this can smelt, then we are going to do this right here on slot 0. Ooh, not that. Definitely not that. That'd have been bad. Okay. Like so. Voila, there's our smelt item. It's still giving us some bunk on that one. It's saying that our can smelt, if item stack, oh fuck. The one thing I love about coding is you can just overlook the smallest things, and it breaks the whole thing, and you stare at it, and you stare at it, and you stare at it, and it makes absolutely no sense. And then you walk in, somebody just walks in behind you and be like, oh, hey dude, you forgot a comma. You put that comment in, the whole thing works, and you've been fucking raging over it for hours. Yeah, being a coder, you got it so bad. Being a programmer, sorry, I know there's guys out there that say, you do not code, you program. Code is what you program. Yes, it's true. That's why it's called a fucking colloquialism, so get over it. Alright, so we did those. We still got one boo-boo here. And so we actually need to create this method. So we can do that, and it'll actually create it over here for us. So let's go in and actually take a look at what this does, right? This update oven block state. There's some things that I like to do here. This Boolean, what are we really checking? We're checking whether or not it's active. So we're going to do that and clean that up so that way it's nice. We're going to get rid of that. There we go. We're going to declare an integer of I, and it is going to be world obj dot get TileEntity, and it is going to be based on our X chord, our Y chord, and our Z chord. So we're getting coordinates. That's what I is. I is coordinates. It doesn't like that. And why doesn't it like that? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Because we're not getting the TileEntity. We are getting the block metadata. That's why it doesn't like that. This, however, TileEntity, we're just going to call TileEntity. TileEntity is going to equal world object dot get tile entity along your X chord, your Y chord, and your Z chord. Do we have that variable up here? We don't. So we are actually going to need a variable up here at the top, and it's just going to be a Boolean, and that is going to be private static Boolean keep inventory. And you know what? Yeah, that's all we need for right now. So keep inventory. So what we are going to say here is keep inventory is going to be equal to true. And if it is active, we are going to say world object dot set block. I don't know which one of those it is, so we're just going to do this. X chord, nope. X chord, Y chord, Z chord, and what our block is. So this will be Neocraft dot, in this first one, because it's active, we want our active oven, right? Else, we're essentially going to do the same thing down here, except it's going to be idle, like so. I'm going to say keep inventory equals false, and our world object dot set block, not get, set block metadata with notify. Our X chord, our Y chord, they're off my screen, so I'm hoping that that's the right ones. Our Z chord, aha, a 2. Genius. How's that for prediction? Got it on video, so it counts. No denying. TileEntity does not equal null. What are we going to do? We are going to TileEntity dot validate, and we're going to say world object. So what is this allowing us to do? What are we doing here? We are more or less, this is how we update the state of the block, right? As long as the tile entity is working, as long as it's doing something, if it's active, it's going to make sure that this block stays active. Otherwise, it's going to set it to idle. Pretty straightforward. Like so. That is that method. Look at that. We have no more errors in our tile entity. Doesn't necessarily mean anything's going to work. We still have that one error over in our GUI about our container because we still haven't touched our container. But let's jump in and see what kind of madness there is. Right click on it. No fucking around with that one, huh? At least it didn't completely hose Minecraft. Who left the goddamn doors open? Uncivilized. Uncivilized. What? My icon's all f***ed up. See that? That's what. See, man, you get everything working and then you gotta go fix another thing. Let's look at this error. What is this error saying? All kinds of stuff. Where do we have an error? So really what we want to do is more or less scroll to the top. There's an error up here. Oh, yep. Oh, that's from the last one because then we jump back into the game. So it's going to be the same one. We have an error in our alabaster oven, and this 19 essentially means the line number. And you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do Windows, Preferences, General, yeah, General, Editors, text editors, show line numbers. I should have done this from the beginning. I'm sorry. Line 19. There's an error. Doesn't work. Well, no wonder. No wonder. And that's for next episode. We're done. We're done with this episode. We've covered, oh gosh, what did we cover today? We covered isBurning, canSmelt, smeltItem, our update furnace state, and then we also did that little one, right? Our max stack size, inventory stack limit, right there, 64. Sweet, huh? All right. So next time, we still have a lot of work that we need to do in here, but a majority of this is actually good right now. I mean, we have these to-do items that we're going to do up here, and we're going to kind of get to some of those. But I think it's about time that we start getting to work on our container. We can go in and we can start looking at building our slots. We can get in and we can start actually seeing what this looks like on the inside when we right click on it. So until then, like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you need any help. Thanks, and bye bye.